Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome and thank you for watching. I'm Gabrielle, retired medium in Germany, and I like to share some of my otherworldly experiences and insights. So this is about what does inner work mean and how to change yourself. Well, that's a big one. Always was for me. Until I came across Byron Katie and her book, The Work. So it's kind of simple. I do my best to give you the essence with an example myself, because I don't want to abuse others as an example. So, first step in nearly everything is verify your thoughts with The Work, a very valuable book that I can only recommend to read and work with. So, the first question, how to verify your thoughts, with Byron Katie's The Work is this thought true? Whatever you are thinking. So I'm giving you an example, a good one, because I have proof via my own first-hand experiences where I got back memories from in the womb of my mother. So I was there as this little fetus and everything was fine and warm and wonderful. And suddenly in this state, I received her thought that struck me like a sledgehammer. And the thought was, she does not want me. So I take the thought, my mother does not want me, as the first step, and I ask myself, is this thought true? Of course, you can answer with yes or no. In the beginning, I answered fully convinced with yes, because I had this example. I felt it when I got the memory back of being in my mother's womb, and she thought, oh my God, I'm pregnant again. I don't want this child. So the answer, of course, for me was yes in the beginning, but that changed. The second question is, can you be 100% sure that it is true, that thought? So there you might start to wobble and be no longer so sure, and it's good that it is like that, because I have proof. My experience of receiving that thought of rejection from my mother was only one half of the whole kind of telepathic information I got. At the same hand, or the same moment, I got from my mother, she was kind of pregnant all the time, and she lost a few pregnancies between me and my 5 siblings. So no wonder that she kind of was fed up with that and did not want any more pregnancy, just another child with this difficult husband, totally shell-shocked from World War II. And all these other informations around her, her situation, her feelings, her state of consciousness, how to bring these children up in the best possible way in the after-war situation. It wasn't easy. So all this is part of my mother does not want me. And that makes the kind of whole perception. Not only this one thought, my mother does not want me. So with step 2, can I be 100% sure that this thought, my mother does not want me, is true? No, I cannot. Because I didn't even felt kind of something negative from her. I just felt her despair, thinking, oh my God, now I'm pregnant again, another child, and already these 4 that are not easy to handle, and that difficult husband I cannot really rely on because he's traumatized and not functioning in the reality, so-called reality. So now we're going to point 3. How do you react feeling this thought? Well, sticking with my example, of course I felt horrible, thinking my mother didn't want me, I felt rejected, and I kind of recreated this for a long period in my life with different other kind of projection, how to call that? Kind of projecting this on the canvas of another person, and this is a projection. And then, of course, I sabotaged and did unconsciously everything so that in the end, these people rejected me as well. And inside of myself, I could say, see, again, another one rejecting me. Because I start with the thought, my mother does not want me. So that's some kind of creation. You create that. And step 4 is, who are you without this thought? Well, I tried to imagine. The thought does not exist. And of course, I came to the point I would feel wonderful, accepted, and everything okay and fine without this thought. Do you get an idea now about creating your reality by thought? And in the second step, by emotion, because you charge your thoughts with vibration, aka emotion. So step 5 is reverse the original thought. Is the original thought just as true or more true? Can you find another reverse? Sticking to my example, the original thought is, my mother does not want me. If I reverse that, out comes the sentence, I do not want my mother. And oh my God, how that turned out to be true. My whole life I had the feeling, I'm incarnated in the wrong family. These are not my real parents. I do not belong here. I'm switched in the hospital at birth or whatever. I feel wrong. I do not belong. So there things started making sense. And now, much older, and as a trained medium with contact to spirit world and even being invited astrally to go onto Pleiadian Taigetan ships, I know now that my soul is not from Earth. I'm a Pleiadian Taigetan, and I have been a Lyran feline before, and who knows what else, because I only got a few memories back. So this makes the picture much, much bigger. And now it makes sense to me, and I can understand this whole process. So reversing the original thought brings you kind of in our polar duality world where there is all these opposites. It wasn't my mother rejecting me. I rejected my mother. I rejected this incarnation. I did not want to be here, and half of my life I was thinking about suicide and how to get the F out of here. Luckily, now that changed, and I'm okay being here. I even start loving it. So that was my growth process. And I'm very grateful for that now. But I wasn't in the beginning. I was rebelling against nearly everything. So there are 5 steps of change, inner change, because if you change inside, the outside has to follow, as this is all a mirror of your inner world. We are walking universes. Universe means, coming from the Latin language, the one inverted. So we receive or perceive the outside world not as it is, but as we are inside. So the first step of change is take responsibility for everything you find in your life. Gets difficult with the things you dislike, but you created it. Otherwise it could not exist in your life. So you are the only one to uncreate it. You are the creator being. Most of the time, unfortunately, we create unaware, and we create out of fear what we do not want. Why not reverse that into positive and create what you want? So step 2 of the 5 steps of change is to really acknowledge I, me, myself, and no other created it, whatever I find in my life. Step 3 is acknowledge and accept what is right here and now. Because if you're in resistance with what is, you kind of are in fight, you are in fear, you have a lot of blocked energy to keep this away from you. And if you can get to a neutral state and just accept, okay, it is as it is, without judgment, then you can really start to change, because you can only get from here to there if you acknowledge I am here. If you still deny that, no, I'm not whatever, well, then you can't get from here to there. So step 4 is feel your emotions affirmatively, saying yes to whatever is. Also saying yes to maybe your anger, because accepting it will help to get out of it much faster and much easier. As if you fight with your anger, deny it, and try to convince yourself, oh no, I'm not angry, but you're feeling so pissed off, and you're kind of intoxicating your whole bodily system with these feelings, and suppression never made it good, it only made it worse. Psychology can tell you that as well. So, and after you did these 4 steps, and they're all kind of explained longer in Byron Katie's book, The Work, which I really, really appreciate as such a practical and good and easy tool to work with and do your inner work. So step 5, after the 4 steps before, is make a new decision, because now that you processed the pros and contras and found out, oh, it might not be like I thought initially. The contrary is as true as well, is just as true. Then, only then, you can make your free will, deliberate choice. What do I really want? Do I want to stay in anger? Do I want to play the rejection game with other people and abuse them more or less, consciously or not? No, of course not. Everybody wants to feel accepted. So accept yourself, and then the thing is done, and you can decide what you want and where to go to. So I hope this helps you about what is inner work and how to do it. This is what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you, as always, beautiful souls. Blessings, love and light to you on your soul path. Bye.